Welcome to Breaking Bulletin, your go-to source for the latest news, insightful documentaries, and updates on both local and international affairs. Today, we are diving into an exciting development in Canada's technological landscape. A groundbreaking project is underway to create a national alternative to Elon Musk's Starlink satellite network, led by Canadian engineers and researchers. As we explore this topic, we encourage you to like, share, and comment with your thoughts. Do you believe Canada needs its own satellite network? Would you switch from Starlink if a homegrown alternative became available? Let us know in the comments. A professor at the University of Manitoba is playing a key role in developing a Canadian-made satellite network that could rival Starlink. Philip Ferguson, an associate professor in mechanical engineering, is collaborating with Telesat, an Ottawa-based telecommunications company, to build a broadband satellite constellation. The ambitious project aims to deploy 200 satellites, providing reliable high-speed internet across Canada, particularly in remote and underserved areas. Telesat's initiative has been described as a crucial step toward reducing Canada's reliance on Starlink, which is owned by Elon Musk's SpaceX. Currently, a significant portion of Canada's provincial and territorial governments depend on Starlink for essential internet and emergency communication services. This dependence has raised concerns, particularly as Musk has increasingly become involved in political affairs, including acting as an advisor to former U.S. President Donald Trump. Given Trump's history of making controversial statements about Canada, some officials worrying about the geopolitical implications of relying on a U.S.-controlled network for critical infrastructure. The history of satellite-based internet in Canada is one of incremental progress and persistent challenges. The vast and rugged terrain of the country has long posed difficulties in delivering high-speed internet to rural and remote communities. While urban centers benefit from fiber optic networks and other advanced infrastructure, many northern and Indigenous communities remain underserved. Recognizing this issue, the Canadian government has made several attempts to expand broadband access over the years. One of the first major steps in this direction was the launch of Anik A1 in 1972, making Canada the first country in the world to have its own domestic communications satellite in geostationary orbit. This pioneering achievement allowed television and radio signals to reach the most isolated regions of the country. However, as internet access became a necessity rather than a luxury, geostationary satellites proved inadequate for providing the kind of low-latency, high-speed service needed in the modern world. In recent years, the emergence of low-Earth orbit LEO satellite constellations, such as SpaceX's Starlink, has revolutionized global connectivity. Unlike traditional geostationary satellites, which orbit at about 36,000 kilometers above the Earth, LEO satellites operate at much lower altitudes, typically between 500 and 1,500 kilometers. This significantly reduces latency and improves internet speeds, making it a viable solution for remote regions. However, with Starlink's rapid expansion, concerns have arisen about market monopolization and national security. Telesat's response to this challenge is its Lightspeed constellation, a project designed to provide Canada with an independent satellite network. In 2023, the federal government announced a $2.14 billion loan to help fund the initiative, marking Canada's largest ever investment in space infrastructure. The goal is to ensure that all Canadians, regardless of where they live, have access to high-speed internet. The project has gained widespread support from policymakers, Indigenous leaders, and technology experts who see it as a step toward digital equity. Philip Ferguson's involvement in the project highlights the collaboration between academia and industry. His research focuses on innovative satellite deployment techniques, and he is particularly interested in the potential of high-altitude platforms, such as blimps, to complement satellite networks. By combining these technologies, Telesat hopes to create a more flexible and efficient communication system. The potential benefits of a Canadian-owned satellite network extend beyond internet access. Improved connectivity could enhance telemedicine services, allowing doctors to provide remote consultations and monitor patients in isolated areas. It could also support education by giving students in rural communities access to online learning resources. Additionally, better communication infrastructure could play a crucial role in emergency response, enabling faster coordination during natural disasters. Despite the enthusiasm surrounding Telesat's Lightspeed project, challenges remain. Building and launching a satellite constellation is an expensive and complex endeavor. SpaceX has already established itself as a dominant player in the LEO satellite market, benefiting from its vertically integrated supply chain and reusable rocket technology. Telesat, on the other hand, must rely on third-party manufacturers and launch providers, which could increase costs and logistical hurdles. There are also regulatory considerations. The Canadian government will need to navigate spectrum allocation, orbital debris mitigation, and international agreements to ensure the long-term viability of the project. Additionally, public awareness and adoption will play a key role in the success of the initiative. Many consumers may be hesitant to switch providers, especially if Starlink continues to offer competitive pricing and coverage. The first satellites in the Lightspeed constellation are expected to launch in early 2026, with initial service rollout anticipated by 2027. Test satellites are already in orbit, demonstrating key technologies and validating network performance. Ferguson and his team are optimistic about the timeline, emphasizing the importance of getting Canadians connected as soon as possible. As this project moves forward, it raises important questions. Should governments invest more in domestic technology development to reduce reliance on foreign corporations? How can Canada ensure that rural and Indigenous communities receive the same level of service as urban centers? What role should private companies play in the country's telecommunications infrastructure? We would love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think Canada needs its own satellite network, or is Starlink sufficient? Would you be willing to switch to a Canadian provider if it meant supporting local technology and infrastructure? Let us know in the comments. Before you go, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to Breaking Bulletin for more in-depth news analysis and documentaries. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it informative, and stay tuned for more updates on the latest developments around the world.